This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the chairman and CEO of Hannan Metals, Mr. Michael Hudson. Mike, congrats and welcome back on. How are you, sir?
Very well. All good down under here. Thanks, Gerardo.
Well, listen, I've been pretty vocal about my support for Hannan and why I think that Hannan Metals is about to go on a similar and possibly even exceed uh, type of run that Patriot Battery Metals went on. And the reason I say it is when we wrote checks and you were fortunate enough as well to write checks really early on for Patriot. What we all liked obviously was the stuff coming out of the ground, the scale of it, the district scale land package, and the geology just kind of made sense for what it was we were looking for. And when I look at Hannan, Hannan has a basin of very very attractive geology, mineral package, scale, copper, gold, silver. You have the right commodity exposure there. It checks every single box for me. The one box that up until recently was a concern was Peru, because Peru obviously has gone through some volatile political times. Getting the permit at San Martin was a game changer for the company, and I think bodes really, really well for Hannan here the next few years. So when I see the announcement that you have a new thick style of high-grade sediment-hosted copper in Peru on the San Martin project, that gets me excited because I know drills will be turning very, very soon there. Can you speak to the new discovery?
It's basically what we've been looking for, I think, in this area. So it's 45 kilometers to the west of the main area that we've been looking at. The main area we call Tabolosos. That's very interesting target in its own right. It averages about a meter at 2% copper and an ounce silver over tens and tens of kilometers. And that's where we've got our drill permit just approved. This new area is called Sorator, and it looks very, very much interesting in a geological sense. We're seeing a 5 to 20 meter thick horizon, highly leached. So it's the weathering in that area that leaches the copper from the surface. So certainly the geological assumption is that what we see at surface should be higher grade as we go to depth. Notwithstanding, we see some amazingly high grade samples, maybe fresher samples. The highlight was 5.8 at 3.1 copper and a couple of ounces silver, 65 grams per ton. But we're seeing up close to 20 meters thickness of copper mineralized horizon. It extends over at least 2.3 kilometers, and it's just a part of the system that we are really looking for. Really, really like this area, Gerardo. It's got more consistency that you need a chemical part of the rock to trap the copper, and we call that a reductant. And in Tabolosos, that reductant is plant material, literally old plants. But that's just looks like it's just a little more variable, that plant material. Whereas in this new discovery, it's a much thicker sandstone, and the sandstone looks like it's had a sour gas, so hydrogen sulfide in the rock. And that's acted as a reductant. So that's more consistent. So geologically, potentially economically, it's got scale over kilometers, it's got thickness, it's got grade, and we just need to do more work to prospect it, to run soils, and then start the permitting towards drilling.
Well, exciting times. Let's talk about the area where you've been granted the drill permit. How is that coming along? How is work there coming along?
Well, we're just finalising the permitting process. So we had our DIA, Declaration Impacto Ambiental, which is the EIA, granted back in January. That is by far the main permitting step. Once you have that in hand, you need to apply for the authority to work or initiate activities, and that's what we're doing. And that's a 45-day process nominally. So that's in the system as we speak. Once we get that, we can start construction of the drill pads. And once we get that, we need one more permit, which is the water permit to access the water to use on the drill rigs. And we've had lots of hydrologists out there making those studies for us, but we just need that water permit, which is a 30-day process. So getting very close in the final vestiges, and we think we'll be drilling there around the middle of the year, which is the right time also because it's the dry season and much more accessible and much easier process.
I imagine, given the amount of targets and the scale of the land package, that there is a lot of work going on in the field. Can you speak to that a bit?
Yeah, we have basically geologists, 4 split between each different project. So we have the JOGMEC joint venture, where JOGMEC, the Japanese government, are fully funding this new discovery and the drilling in San Martin, and we're doing a lot of work all the time, of course, trying to find new areas and refine the existing areas. They're over such a large area, you're always working to refine, but we're very much looking forward to drill testing Tabalosas East, which will be the first look in 3 dimensions. And then, of course, which is not part of this discussion, we've got a very, very active program about 250 kilometres south looking in this new porphyry belt where we've got 18 different porphyries that we've identified. So a lot happening, both technically and then socially as well. Of course, that social license is an ongoing exercise in Peru, and it's earned, and you need to maintain it rather than just have it signed off. So there's a huge social team that we have in place to keep all stakeholders informed about what we're doing.
Gold at all-time highs, copper at all-time highs, or copper headed to all-time highs. I get ahead of myself and get optimistic at times, but silver breaking out. Pretty damn good time to have a basin full of gold, copper, and silver. Anything to add to that, Mr. Hudson?
No, we need more copper. The world is short. People seem to have just worked that out again, and we're not making big new discoveries. And Hannan is swinging very large in 2 areas in Peru that are some of the most prolific copper-bearing rocks in the world, and we found 2 new 100+ regional trends with copper literally dripping out of the ground, and we just look forward to advancing and making those discoveries.
Good stuff. Mike, a pleasure as always. Thanks again for your time.
Thanks, Gerardo.
Cheers. Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.